Great day, great folks. Have the privilege of being in front of you, not as just the Dean and Chairman of Urban Success University. As of September the 8th, 2025, I have been prepaid by my present female students and former female students, our alumni, $1 for 6 months of being now the Vice President of Sales for the BaGeniuses of Urban Success University's Brains Over Boobs movement. The first pillar of which is the kingdommarketplace.com, the result of a project-based learning experience that our female students and alumni have been going through over the past 2.5 years. They have been building the digital, or what I thought was the digital version of Progress Plaza, the first black-owned shopping center ever developed in American history. I told you that's what I thought they were doing. What they actually were used by God to manifest is the world's first AI-powered Kingdom Business Referral Network and entrepreneurial ecosystem. I know you don't really understand the magnitude of what our daughters have built. Ladies and gentlemen, during COVID, business went from brick and mortar to click and order. And many of us that were involved in business prior to the shift haven't had time to really be brought up to speed with the shifts in technology and how to utilize them. Watch this. Our daughters have come up with a way for us to intergenerationally revive, rebuild, and restore our urban and kingdom beloved business community. See, us who have been involved in business, we have the practical business experience that our youth want to glean from. But our daughters, they came out the womb with these smartphones. They know how to use them to do everything in the world. Walk on water and glow in the dark. They're up to speed with search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media marketing, digital marketing. They've literally become AI artisans. And they want to make you aware of a challenge they've been dealing with for the past 2 or 3 years. It's the source of their Brains Over Boobs movement. Our daughters, particularly in Georgia, nationwide, are combating the oversexualized culture and the social media pressure, attempting to objectify them, attempting to prey on them, not like mama and them used to do, Praying. The culture is preying on them, Preying, preying on how hard it is on this side of COVID for our daughters to be able to perpetuate a couple of dollars. They need a bag, y'all. They deserve it. They are passionately pursuing their academic, entrepreneurial, or professional aspirations. They in high school, they in college, they need a little hair done, need a little fingertips, need a little fit, want to be cute. But there are not many methods available for them to do that are relying on their brains. You know, our daughters brought something to me. They about 1.5 years ago, they said, Dean K, it's a shame. I said, what y'all talking about, the babies? They said, Dean K, the most readily available method for one of us as an urban black or brown girl in high school or college to be able to get a couple of dollars is with our hands on our knees, showing off our little booties moving. That's not right, Dean K. The number one method for us shouldn't be to get a bag with our hands on our knees. It should be for us to get a bag with our hands on our keyboards, showing off our brains moving. And we're going to shift the culture. We're going to be the evidence. We're going to exemplify the fact that we know that our most potentially or our most God-given, potentially profitable and asset is our brains, not our boobs. So I'm going to tell you what our daughters did. They're my spiritual daughters. Think, don't you got all them old paper business directories that you did? You You did a lot of them, didn't you? Like 403 of them. How many businesses inside of there? About 48,000. Really? Mm-hmm. Well, how many inside of did you do in Georgia? I did about 46. How many business owners inside of there? About 8,200. We can we have a database? What y'all gonna do with it? Well, we're gonna invite all of them to get registered on our AI-powered entrepreneurial ecosystem, thekingdommarketplace.com, for free, just so that they can make the transition from brick and mortar to click and order. And then if they decide to upgrade, like the original 1036 plan that Reverend Dr. Leon Sullivan had, where the first year of their revenue went to secure the property. Well, we online, DK, so we built it. The first year is going to go to employing us. 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the BaGeniuses when you upgrade your profile. In year 2 and 3, okay, we can use that to buy digital devices and to pay for different things and infrastructure for us to go nationwide. I'm like, you know what? That's going to be a no-brainer. People will be able to open their heads, take their brains out, and close their heads, and this is still going to make sense. Make so much sense. It'll make dollars for y'all and for them. You'll literally be able to transform the marketplace from a platform where Satan has a stronghold into a platform of major spiritual transformation in the lives of God's people. And our daughters, they went to work and they got this thing done. Now, they had a couple of pushbacks. Let me tell you the biggest pushback they have. It's the fact, excuse me for putting it like this, but I'm just being frank. My business owners understand. We are digitally dumb pertaining to all the shifts that have taken place inside of the business marketplace that directly impact us as business owners. The number one thing that we have not been educated on how to capitalize is the fact that Google shifted its entire online model from Google My Business to Google Business Profiles. And we still have not capitalized on that. I understand that many of us have our Facebook business page. Many folk get in the bag on Instagram. Many folk, y'all know, y'all almost had a heart attack when y'all was going to lose in TikTok, right? And you're on TikTok because your friends are on TikTok. You're on Facebook because your friends are on Facebook. You're on Instagram because your friends are on Instagram. But the bag is not there. 85 to 90% of consumer searches are done on Google. And it's not like when we were our children's age, okay? When we were younger, Google was a noun. Now Google is a verb. We used to go online and look something up on Google. Now in the younger generation, they're Googling it, all right? And that's not accidental, that's intentional. Google wants to, or really already is, the 800-pound gorilla of information dissemination. It's done that in such a way where it provides, listen to me, certain resources that are free. And it positions itself to sell those by being what everybody goes to. Now, I say that to you in order for you to understand, Google really wants to know everything about your business. Your Google business profile, keeping it optimized, enhanced, is really still the sharpest tool you have to drive eyeballs to your business. I'm not a billion-dollar tech owner yet. Let me give you the advice of one. Y'all remember Tom Walton? Tom Walton was the founder of IBM. Excuse me. Let me give you his Dun & Bradstreet. He was a 40-year-old felon. His wife left him. His kids disowned him. And he got kicked out of the town he grew up on. Outside of all of that, he took his idea to $1 billion in the middle of a depression. We learn from a guy like this. Here's what he teaches us. Here's what he says. He says, all business, small business, medium business, big business, my business, your business, all business comes down to sales. We agree. Right? You know, okay. And he said, sales, because you don't get any money in your business until you get a prospect to become a customer. So what he said is factual. He defined sales as a transfer of enthusiasm. He defined enthusiasm as intimate knowledge of the problem and intimate knowledge of the solution you have to solve the problem. Now, I don't know everything about entrepreneurial development. I know a little bit. I remember Nehemiah. cupbearer to the king, hanging out around the king, and he learned a little bit. And when it came time to build, the king gave him a couple of resources. Let me tell you the king of entrepreneurial development in our generation. My mentor, right? Fran Target. He built the largest collective body of micro entrepreneurs in North America, and fortunately for me, he allowed me to be mentored by him. All right. And so I learned a little bit. I mean, if you at the Solution Solving Center, these are the receipts of over 480,000 small businesses over the course of 2 decades of your life. You're going to learn a little bit too. So I only know a little bit. I don't know a whole lot. I know a little bit. I know a little bit about what entrepreneurs need to succeed. I know a little bit about what entrepreneurs need, not to just stay alive, but to really thrive out here in these entrepreneurial digital streets. Let me tell you a little bit about what I know. I know all business owners. Big business, little business, independents, for whatever company they represent. All of us go to bed with the same question right here in the back of our brain. You ready? How do you get a bigger bag? Are you sophisticated? You ask yourself different. How do you drive more revenue through your business? Tom Walton already gave it up to us. The only way to drive more revenue through your business and to increase your sales. There's only 2 ways to increase your sales. You can offer your product and service to more people. I ain't here to give you no product and services to sell. And or you can place your product and service, your portfolio of products and services in front of more people. Understanding what the BaGeniuses of Urban Success University have created and the mission and vision for it allows you to take advantage of amazing timing. You know, timing is to business what location is to real estate. Take advantage of amazing timing and get registered on the Kingdom Marketplace, understanding there are a lot of eyeballs that are going to be coming looking, and when you go first instead of last, when they come and look, they're going to see you, not you coming last and seeing them. See, the power of the Kingdom Marketplace is the fact that it's fully integrated with Google Business Profiles, fully integrated with Google Maps, fully integrated with all the major social media marketing platforms, and woven into its digital DNA are search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and social media marketing tools specifically designed to assist every business properly registered with ranking higher online. Ladies and gentlemen, you get properly registered by going to completeyourprofile.com. You can choose to upgrade. Pay it forward, put a couple of dollars in the pockets of our BaGeniuses, or you can get registered for free. Fully Google integrated. That's why you fill out a Google form. Now, let me get you to understand something. This is not the yellow pages. This is not the Chamber of Commerce directory, okay? So this is not your name and your phone number, all right? This is the world's first AI-powered Kingdom Business Referral Network. Word of mouth has shifted. Before, you had to look for someone to mention you. Now, AI, your Kingdom cheat code, is working 24 hours a day. In order to promote your product and services, get you connected with the customers that are looking for you, help you establish strategic partnerships and relationships and opportunities for you to present your product or service, your nonprofit, and or your ministry. And so, because this is a new dimension in digital marketing, they're going to ask you questions that no one else has maybe asked you before. You should appreciate that. It means that they've built something that's going to do something for you that what's been built before is never going to do. So there's a Google form. Everything that's required as an asterisk. But the more information you provide, then the more our BaGeniuses of Urban Success University can utilize to show off their digital brilliance in a way that gets you to rank higher, get more eyeballs, get a bigger bag. Now, let's speak to the amount of people that are coming. I told you, I gave them all my databases. Now, listen. The corporate people trying to come for me, they can't come for me. I'm going to tell you why. I signed some non-competes. It means I can't compete with my old company. I signed some non-disclosures. That's already done. So, truth crushed the earth. But I don't profit off of this. This is owned by our daughters. I'm just a talking head. I'm just daddy. And so it's a social entrepreneurial ministry. There is something called the Kingdom Business Owners Membership. It's got tons of overwhelming value. It's going to bless your life for the rest of your life. It's going to take your profitability prophetically through the roof. But you can't buy it for an entire year. The only way that you can get a Kingdom Business Owners Membership is to patronize our daughters. If you upgrade on the Kingdom Marketplace, whatever level you upgrade to, I'm going to give you a free 1-year membership to Kingdom Business Owners. Now, I want you to not miss the magic. Right now, during pre-launch, when you upgrade on the Kingdom Marketplace, you're getting a lifetime profile. At the cost the old company's trying to charge you per year for a website I built that has nothing behind it. Straight fluff. If you decide to invest that in our daughters, you're going to have your profile on the Kingdom Marketplace for life. This is available during pre-launch. They'll become the annual cost later. Now, your profile will always be there for your benefit. You'll always be able to update your product and services, your blog, so forth and so on, benefit from all of the amazing digital brilliance provided by our daughters. And our daughters will always be able to showcase all of everything they put into you for you being a founding member of their movement. However, a year from the date that you upgrade, your access to Kingdom Business Owners will stop. Your profile will not. Your accessibility will not. If you decide to renew, like in the 1036 plan, those funds will go toward community projects, microloans, so forth and so on, just like Build, Brother Build. You want the details? Go over to buildsisterbuild.com. Sully in 1960s was based on us as young boys when we grew up to be men. This is ran by our daughters. Go to buildsisterbuild.com. You see the digital 1036 plan. Now let me tell you about the difference between the old company and the new company, and I want you to understand what is consistently the same. What is consistent is the vision that God gave me to continue the work of Sully inside of our transformation from the Kingdom Marketplace or from Progress Pod to the digital marketplace. I oftentimes talk about two spiritual fathers that shaped me, Leon Howard Sullivan, William Herbert Gray, but I don't always get to talk about our mamas, Amazing Grace Banks Sullivan and Andrea the Dash Gray. Mommy Grace had many universities. She had taught entrepreneurial classes inside of Progress Plaza. We launched in Urban Success University the Amazing Grace Banks Sullivan Entrepreneurial Academy, the 2025 to 2026 school year, where our students graduate with a fully functional and funded LLC. But let's talk about Andrea Dash Gray. You know Herbie, not Billy. William Herbert Gray Jr., that's Billy. William Herbert Gray the third, that's Herbie. He was your pastor, your community leader, your congressman, your black whip of Congress. He left Congress in order to become your chairman of the Nightingale College Fund in the basement of the Bright Hope Baptist Church. He was my crossover coach. An incredible inspiration. But let's talk about the Dash, Mama Dash. Mama Dash had Computer for Kids. She foresaw technology being the great equalizer for us as a younger generation to be able to do what we're doing now, dominating the digital marketplace. Getting God glory as we're utilized by him to get his people the bag. And so that's what we see coming together now. God had given me this vision inside of Luke the 5th chapter. Y'all go ahead and meet me there. In Luke the 5th chapter, God identifies, connects, equips, and transforms the marketplace. From the marketplace where Satan has a stronghold into a platform of major spiritual transformation in the lives of God's people. Many of you may have heard this in the marketing collateral before, but they never really gave it to you, rooted the way that I'm able to give it to you now. And so preaching is prophetically teaching. Let me make you understand the core biblical principle behind this move of God. Shifting the marketplace, as I said, from the marketplace, a platform where Satan has a stronghold, into the kingdom marketplace, a platform of prophetic spiritual transformation in the lives of God's people. In Luke the 5th chapter, God, Jesus, is teaching at the lake. Y'all know how he is, newsy, trying to get in. We about to push him in the lake. And he identifies a kingdom business owner. He identifies a kingdom entrepreneur. He identifies a kingdom marketplace leader, Simon, who has gone to Morehouse School of Fishing. Has done everything that the world says he's supposed to do in order to be profitable in his business. But the Bible says that Simon is not loading up his cart. Simon is cleaning out his net. Folk are telling him, Simon, what happened to this bag you was going to get? And Simon is identified by Jesus. We see the connection, not religion, but relationship, because everybody in the Sunday morning breakfast club cannot come get in your car. Jesus tells Simon, Simon, pull up. And then Jesus does what I'm doing visually in front of you. Jesus sits inside of Simon's boat and continues to teach on the kingdom marketplace, continues to teach on the lakeside, but he's doing it in the boat. All right? So identify, connect. He's identified and he's connected. And now Jesus is doing what I'm doing now. He's equipping the marketplace, equipping the kingdom marketplace, teaching everybody on the lake. And then there becomes a point where he tells Simon, Simon, I want you to go out a little bit deeper. We'll knock over the board here. And now Simon and Jesus are one-on-one. Let me kind of put it on the board. All right, let me kind of get y'all in one. So this is the lake, or the lake shore. This is the lake. And first Simon and Jesus are right here. And now they further out. Okay, now they're on the boat. And can y'all make sure I got that in there? Okay. Now they're on the boat, they're over here. And the folk over here, and they when the boat was over here, they could hear everything. Now the boat over here, they can't really hear it. And so y'all know how folk be assuming. Making the hands out of you and me. They're over there assuming what Simon and Jesus talking about. And they're like, what they talking about? And so one-on-one, even though Jesus equipped everybody, it's free. One-on-one in the kingdom business owners, one-on-one in the kingdom classroom, Jesus is giving Simon some one-on-one kingdom entrepreneurial coaching. Jesus tells Simon, Simon, put down your net. Simon says, well, hold on for a minute, Jesus. I went to Morehouse School of Fishing. I know everything the world says, and then he checked his like, and you are an entrepreneur, but you a carpenter. You don't really know nothing about it. Did he check his what the frick am I talking about? So Simon puts down his net. Now the folk on the lake, they like, look at Simon. He got Jesus out there trying to fish. Now watch this. I need us to put into perspective that Simon is a professional fisherman. So Simon sells these fish for money. All right? Remember Simon broke. They did everything that the Morehouse School of Fishing told him to do. It ain't work. So now he come to the ox. Matthew 11, 28, Jesus says, come to me, all who are heavy burdened and heavy laden, and I'm going to give you rest. Rest don't mean to go to sleep on a job like them house niggas. Rest means to complete a thing. Rest means to finish a thing. Jesus said, come to me and I'm going to finish a thing. He says, take my yoke. Now Morehouse don't have yokes. All right? Like rather you a frosted flake or a tiger, they got collars. The pussy niggas. I ain't saying like that. But what has a yoke? What is a yoke? A yoke is a form-fitting apparatus for an ox. What's the purpose of the yoke? We see it right here played out in Scripture. To connect an elder ox, Jesus says, come to me, take my yoke. If a yoke is a form-fitting apparatus for an ox, it means that Jesus must be an ox. He says, take my yoke and learn from me. Now we learning from him right now. He's teaching them, listen, what they taught you about how to get the bag, that ain't it for you as a kingdom entrepreneur. It's something deeper that God has for you. So come on up to the hip-hop HU, and I'm going to give you this divine revelation. Listen, put down your net. So Simon puts it down, and the Bible declares that his net started breaking. Now, now, these not them boats that y'all be putting pictures on, how y'all be doing it, because I know y'all bad booze, y'all getting the bag. No, these boats, that's the old rickety boat. They about to sink. So guess what Simon has to do? Told you, start creating connections. See, when on the Kingdom Marketplace, you're going to notice the Kingdom Classroom. That's all about you. But then you're going to also notice the Kingdom Mastermind. See, it goes from one-on-one coaching, I'm talking about equipping here, to a mastermind. Simon has to call some of his homies, James and John. Let me give you the or the power of this call. This like you getting a call from your homie. You getting a call from your homegirl. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. They tell you a Brinks truck just busted open and on Peachtree in front of 5 Points. APD ain't locking nobody up. It's about $2 billion in cash on the ground. Hurry up and get this bag. That's the call. Hurry up. So they go over and everybody get in the bag. Simon, the unstable one, later becomes the rock upon which Jesus built the church, the called out body. We called out the typical nomenclature of the church into the highways and the byways, called from being members to transformational agents in the Kingdom Marketplace. So listen, he calls his homies, and Simon says, "Listen, I'm not on this. I'm not worthy." He says, "I make you a fisher of men." So let me clean this up, so you can see how this played out. Because when I was younger, like Simon, I was unstable, and I was intimidated by corporate. I was intimidated by the contracts, and I couldn't quite give it to you the way that God had told me to give it to you. And I had respect for Fran. I mean, you know what I mean? I couldn't just give you everything I'm giving to you now like this, but you're going to get this sauce today. On the original marketing collateral for the old company I was a part of, now I'm going to give you the story behind it. There's three sectors in the business market. There's for-profit, there's the government, and there's the not-for-profit sector. Now, we talking about us. Y'all see the world right now. We're going to cut the government out. Now, there's for-profit companies and not-for-profit companies. And not-for-profit companies typically got to borrow, beg. They're looking for grants, all the funding being cut. There's what we have evolved as now in the Kingdom Marketplace and Urban Success University. It's what's called a social enterprise ministry. Let me teach you social entrepreneurship. We learned it from Mom and them in the church. There was no money in the budget right now, right? That's relevant. For Mom and them to go to a play or wherever the women's ministry wanted to go. So what Mom and them would have in the black church is they would have a fish fry. They would have chicken fry. They have a bake sale, and they would use the revenue from that for-profit, I guess I should have left that up there, from that for-profit venture in order to pay for its not-profit activity. 1036 plan, select patronage at its finest. And so what Mom and them told us to do is, y'all want to go to the amusement park, got no money for that, y'all better have a car wash. And so that's the purpose and the point we've instilled in our children. They built the Kingdom Marketplace. They deserve to put the revenue from which in their pocket. First year. It's their for-profit that allows them to be unbossed and unbought. Now, in the previous company, you heard about, we want to identify Kingdom business owners, Kingdom Marketplace leaders. Well, it was Kingdom Press. So tell you our evolution. We were founded by the original Yoki of the Yoki in 2003 as Urban Success University, an independent voice for our urban youth that could not be corporately or politically controlled. We lost our founder May of 2007. And in talking to our founding pastor, Reverend Dr. Joseph Lawrence Roberts, talking to our founding chairman, William Herbert Gray III, we was on our own. We had to figure it out. So that's why I partnered with Kingdom Press. I knew that Kerry King wasn't really tapped into that vision. And I signed them non-disclosure because Kingdom with Fran, and I ran through those 403 paper church business directories, you'll notice, until 2015, when Joseph Lawrence Roberts, our founding pastor, shut his eyes. Our founding chairman, William Herbert Gray III, shut his eyes in 2013. And so we had to wait out those non-disclosures. They're up now. Originally, I, like many of our children, didn't understand the purpose that God was really doing to me, and I was thinking too small. We are to identify each other. Are you a kingdom business owner? Are you a kingdom marketplace leader? Are you a kingdom aspiring entrepreneur, faith-based entrepreneur, urban entrepreneur? We don't need the old printing press anymore. We don't need them old racist companies trying to take advantage of them. We can remove them and put our daughters who have built the kingdom marketplace. Now we can withdraw our economic support from companies who have gotten paid on our community but have not reinvested in our community. And we can redirect it. See how I just took Kingdom Press and Kingdoms and Christians in Business, the company I built, and took them right out the way and replaced them with our daughters, our BaGeniuses, and redirect our dollar to companies that are from our community, care about our community, and build in our community. And what better example of that would be our daughters who we've birthed in our community. And therefore, we can still get connected. We can promote our products and services. We can share information and resources. We can establish strategic partnerships. And inside of the Kingdom Classroom, inside of these amazing masterminds, you're going to be equipped with the same thing that you always got from GSB, or not GSB, nothing to do with that, from me. All right, empowered by God. If you look and you see what God used me to build in that time with Fran, that was with Fran. Believe me, soldier, Chris, salute to Mr. Target. But imagine what God has me building now for him. Okay, I'm telling you the mission. To shift the marketplace from a platform where Satan has a stronghold to a major platform of spiritual transformation in the lives of our children. Our daughters are focused on Georgia right now, but they understand that this duplicates in a way where it goes state to state to state. I think I got 403 directors. I got 48,000 Christian business owners. Some people think them 480,000 micro entrepreneurs that came to GSB. Somebody think I got a copy of that database. Wait a minute, chill out. Who told y'all that? Listen to me. And so you're going to get equipped with the principles, the skill sets, the philosophies, the disciplines that you need in order to succeed. We're going to focus on making sure that you get the funding, the systems. Now systems for me is an acronym. Save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. How many of you all want to save yourself stress, time, energy, and money? And the strategies. See, one of the things that took place during COVID, I talked to you about, just one of them, that impacts all of us, the shift from Google My Business to Google Business Profile. Don't worry. When you upgrade, it's integrated with Google Business Profiles. I mean, our daughters all over it, right? I told you, I call them BaGeniuses for a reason. They really baby girl geniuses. But watch this. We talk about strategies. Also, what took place during COVID was a lot of the big business systems and big business strategies that were previously reserved for Fortune 500 and 1,000 companies are now readily available to entrepreneurs like you and me. Well, why is anybody telling us? Because we can utilize the stuff like Google and a lot of these free AI tools that are free. And the Chamber of Commerce isn't driven for small business owners. I mean, I got some friends in the Chamber of Commerce, but they all get a W-2. They can give you the theory, but when the rubber meets the road, they don't know what they're talking about. You know, we're built by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs in order to make sure that you get the edge. So you're equipped with the big business resources that you can utilize now via AI. Do not allow people that don't want to see you win scare you. God don't give you a spirit of fear, so you know what kind of spirit they got if they trying to scare you away from God's kingdom cheat code. He didn't give us dominion over people. He gave us dominion over resources. Hello. It's your smartphone. Stop using it dumb. The phone is that thing grandmama had on the wall. This is a microprocessor in our pocket. It removes the geographic limitations for us to do business. You're no longer limited to doing business in your city, in your state, in your region, your continent, your country, and your language for that matter. There's over 8 billion people on the planet with one of these. A lot of them looking for somebody who look like them. A lot of them look like you, who has the product or service that you provide. This allows you to skip all the crap and tap in. And so you're going to learn how to utilize AI for that. But you're going to get the funding system strategy so you can be able to get the bag. You're going to learn the systems. You're going to learn the strategies that you need in order to succeed. See, the purpose has always been to identify the kingdom business owners, the kingdom marketplace leaders, and the kingdom aspiring entrepreneurs, the faith-based urban entrepreneurs, and to provide a platform for us to be able to connect with each other so we can be equipped with the principles, the philosophies, the skill sets, and the disciplines that we need to succeed so that we can understand the financial literacy that is required as successful entrepreneurship. So we have the funding, the systems, the strategies, and the resources that we need in order to build businesses that are conduits of God, that transform the marketplace from, as I said, a platform where Satan has a stronghold into a major spiritual transformational platform in the lives of God's people, and everybody getting registered for free. I mean, when you know that our daughters are specifically and intentionally reaching out to over 8,200 Christian business owners that were previously registered in the old paper directories and inviting them to this, you know they're going to go and click around. And you want to be seen, so why not get registered? Timing is the business, but location is the real estate. There is nothing else. Literally. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing that leverages AI that's community-based. We have a lot of people talking about boycott, 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 boycott. That's not Operation Breadbasket. That's all about putting the bread in a basket, but the original motto is boycott and build. Go to build, sister, build, because boycotting them big companies does nothing for us, right? It's boycotting them and redirecting to us. And so when we launch Full Stream, this like patronage program, and we tell them to withdraw economic support to the big companies, then we need to know who you are so we can redirect to you. I mean, we just need to know who you are. Y'all remember W.E.B. Du Bois? He said nothing. Y'all know, zero, zip, nada. Nothing positive can ever take place in a community that fails to recirculate its dollar. It's impossible for us to circulate our dollar in our community if we don't know who the business owners in our community are. That's why prior to COVID, we created the paper church business directories. But now, you know, that was great, but now we can transcend congregational and denominational lines. The most important part of this that you can contribute isn't your upgrade. It's your story, ladies. I went full circle to bring you here. My ass. For black women in business, ministry, and nonprofit that got some boobs, but understand that it's been their brains and not their boobs that's how they got where they are. Our daughters want to interview you. They want to showcase you. They want to emphasize incredible stories of black women in business and in ministry and in nonprofit to inspire them as well as their peers. They want to showcase you online. Fourth quarter coming. Y'all holiday season, the bag. What better way than fill out a little Google form, sign up for a Brains Over Boobs mentor, and allow our daughters to write a featured article about you. Allow our daughters to interview you online. They want to be able to glean from you, add their AI sauce, and learn how to take over. Listen, I'm going to give you some free sauce. There are 430 individual business categories. They represent the 430 areas of business that our daughters really are interested in and that are the top high ranking. They really are looking for one business in each business category that upgrades, that allows them to go all the way in. I mean, when you the anchor right there, you the anchor right there, and you the anchor right there, oh, that's their bag. Everyone understands the power of the dry erase board. All the direct sales folk understand the 4 phases that a company goes through. There's formulation, concentration, momentum, and stability. Our daughters are out of the formulation stage. They're in the concentration stage. They want you to participate for free. They want to glean from your wisdom. They want me to articulate what they're doing. I'm just a spiritual father, giving you the vision of our daughters and inviting you to get registered. Allow God to get glory from your story in the lives of our children and to get Him glory, mess around and get you the bag. I am the dean and chair of Urban Success University. I'm just daddy. These my spiritual daughters. I'm super duper proud of what they have created. I hope I've articulated their vision correctly. I'm out here, not them, because they're getting sued right now. You know how when you were starting your business and you wanted that one client, like that really needed your services, that you were going to be able to showcase your digital brilliance. Well, they picked one. Supposed to be a community father like we are. And got a diamond profile. And when you upgrade, they got bronze, they got silver, they got gold, and they got diamond. That's another level, sponsorship type level. Talk to you about sponsorship. The reason our daughters came up with this $250 number is because they were spending $250 in Atlanta Police Department, spending $250 in the Cat Police Department to get a stripping license. So they could bust it open and think that was the way that they had to get a bag. Versus $250, where $150 goes to register their LLC, and they get $100 in their business bank account as a gift after they, establish their corporate footprint. You can sponsor one of our daughters inside of their own LLC. This $1 million funeral home mogul in the Atlanta Metro sponsored one of our daughters for $250. Put down a $250 deposit. I don't know why they ain't paid the whole thing. On their invoice for a diamond profile. Our daughters delivered the work. They didn't pay their invoice. They reversed the charges. What in the world? Our daughters standing on business. You know how they is. Filed suit for him in magistrate court. Hired an attorney for more than he owed our daughters. The attorney never contacted our daughters, reviewed the facts of the case, realized their client dead to rights. The $1 million mogul to their bank said that the reason they reversed the charges on the deposit because the work wasn't up to quality. Their attorney says there's no contract. In the state of Georgia, there's 3 ingredients to a contract. They don't have to have a wet signature, y'all. Let me go ahead and make sure y'all understand this. There must be an acceptance, there must be an offer, and there must be consideration. If you got an online Google form that everybody fills out, and there's a question, do you want to upgrade? Do you want to sponsor? You check yes, both digitally. That's an offer, you accept it. Got an invoice, pay a deposit, accept it. Girls deliver services, consideration, but clear cut. Stevie Wonder could deal with that in the dark inside of magistrate court where our daughters could speak for themselves. But we talk about intimidation. This attorney filed an over $15,000 countersuit. What could our daughters owe this multi-million-dollar funeral home owner for him not paying his bill? It don't matter. Here's what happens procedurally. Because the counterclaim is over $15,000, then the case shifts from magistrate, where our daughters can represent themselves, to superior court where they have to be represented by an attorney, which is at least a $3,000 bill. Our daughters were trying to come up with laptops, trying to come up with office space, that they're trying to get eyeballs on what they're doing. And, you know, these not the rich. You know what I mean? We opened Coretta Scott Young Women's Leadership Academy. That's in Bankhead. I'm just saying. So my babies ain't got the big bag. All right? These are our daughters that are combating the oversexualized culture. And I want to point out the difference between morality and survival. See, morality says I'm a good girl. I know what I want to do. I know what I shouldn't be doing. I know what I'm inspired to do. Survival says that's just what you got to do. A lot of our daughters are doing stuff they don't got to do because they're not supported by the community. And so this is not a legal battle. This is a moral battle. And so two of our daughters who did lives about it over the summer were fired by their little businesses because this person has tremendous political influence. So I am doing what a shepherd would do. Y'all remember David, anointed king, not appointed king, stepped up to Goliath, told Goliath, you come at me with spear and javelin and politics and money and lawyers. I come at you in the name of the living God. And you ain't even coming up against me, my God. You coming up against the God of these children. And so there's a lot of folks involved in this. There's the old company. Let me tell you what Christians in business did. They given up so many kickbacks, and they realized what our daughters had built. They start hiring and reconnecting with people of influence to get more kickbacks. The three largest directories that I was used by God to create are Elizabeth Baptist Church. Willie Watkins blocked the event over at Elizabeth Baptist Church over the summer for our girls, their Black Women Run the World campaign. Whoa. It's all inside of the case. The event coordinator at Elizabeth, who used to work at the King Center, very close to Willie Watkins, said we blocking the event because of, figured about the money the girls had pulled from those who had upgraded for that. Two of our daughters got fired. The intimidation is real. And so I'm just being a spiritual father. Our daughter said, well, we wanted him to help us. We thought he would help us. And I said he is inside of the direct sales industry. That's where our girls are doing this, inside the relationship market. There's something called PS3. Peak interest. This situation is piquing the interest of the entire beloved business community. And what I have been charged to do is show you what our daughters have been building. And to ask you as the third party to support our daughters and their Brains Over Boobs movement, support the work that they're doing. I've already been paid, I got $1 for the rest of the semester. Our daughters are combating the oversexualized culture. They're combating the social media pressure, attempting to objectify them. This is part of something they're working on. I don't know if they're going to put this here. It's called the Rosa Parks Project. The Rosa Parks Project is centered around one of their founding mompreneur squad members, Rosa Louise McCauley Parks. They were stopped from launching their Black Women Run the World kickoff summer campaign, but our daughters, anointed by God, cannot be stopped. So they're still highlighting their Rosa Parks project. You go to rosaparksproject.com. You can contribute to their Brains Over Boobs legal fund. You can contribute to a laptop. There's a lot of alumni from Urban Success University. You know, I don't want to date myself. I've been the dean since 2002. I know. My daughters graduate, they like 16, 17. I got 37-year-old graduates. Look, my daughters that went into the Coretta Scott Young Women's Leadership Academy, as Price's Academy, the Fulton County Young Women's Leadership Academy, Graduated 2011, 16, 17. They 31. I got grand students. All right, they are my mompreneur squad. They holding on to God's unchanging hand, holding on to the lessons of our mamas. They ain't been over busting it open, but they could sure enough appreciate your old laptop. Sure enough appreciate your old phone. A lot of them doing this amazing AI digital work on broke cell phones, on chipped up tablets. And since Governor Brian Kemp signed Senate Bill 36, we're not religious, but we're a kingdom order. We now can stand as an independent and 501(a). I believe, based on your situation, your contributions are now tax deductible. See, God weighs above our ways, his thoughts above our thoughts. He's really doing something with our daughters in the marketplace. He's shifting some things. So tap into the Rosa Parks Project, support our daughters. As I said before, go ahead and get registered. You want to complete your profile. Go over to complete your profile.com. Get registered for free. Support the movement. Been a pleasing pleasure and a privilege to share with you the mission and vision of the Kingdom Marketplace, the work of our daughters, the BaGeniuses of Urban Success University, their Brains Over Boobs movement. I want to thank you in advance for your support, and I look forward to seeing you at a Kingdom Business Owners up and coming event.